Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the man who taught Prince William to smoke. It's Mr. Iain Lee.
Vive. And I tell you what, I really don't understand the fuss about Prince William smoking. I mean, after all, it's not the first time an Eton schoolboy's been caught around the back of the bike sheds with a fag in his mouth. Anyway, welcome to the Other Clock Show on Tuesday the 27th of April. Please welcome the girl that filters out the crap, the low-tar but high-class Miss Daisy Donovan. And joining us live from the Balkans, where he's entertaining the troops, is our own pikey roller, Mackenzie Crook.
1, 2, 1. Is this on? Is this on?
Now, prepare to take a deep breath as we enter the first-class joking compartment to meet the man who's never a drag. It's king-size Tommy Vance with his smoking news slam.
Tuesday, April the 27th. And NATO hits the Serbs right in the bollocks. Jackson Bollocks, the Museum of Modern Art. It's been reduced to a meaningless heap of bricks. The one consolation is they're up for the Turner Prize. From artistic rubble to money trouble. And a quarter of all couples break up because they can't agree how to spend their cash. What idiots! I've never rowed with a lover over money. I give them £20 for hand relief and they can spend it how they like. From 20 knicker to a healthy ticker. And docs say that drinking red wine is good for your heart. So let's raise a glass to the healthiest person in Britain, Judy Finnegan. Cheers, Judy. From wine red to badgers dead. And the government plans to kill thousands of these creatures to stop the spread of TB. I caught a nasty disease from a badger once. My mistake. That was a dirty beaver. Bam, bam. That's my slam.
Well, those were the big game players, the first team, the Gascoignes and Mersons of news, so to speak. But what about the smaller stories, the lesser drinkers, the Judy Finnegans? Well, bottoms up, here's the Red Top Roundup. New boy band Westlife have reached #1 with their first single, Swear It Again. OK, I will, lads, you're fucking rubbish. Definitely. Woody Allen and his wife/daughter, Soon Yi, have adopted an Oriental baby girl. Soon Yi's got nothing to worry about, though. Her daughter's got another 8 years' grace. W.H. Smith have announced that they're soon to be stocking hardcore lesbian literature. Fantastic. Good news. They're not all jokes. And finally, the News of the World this Sunday exposed the cocaine and prostitute antics of 60s survivor and DJ Johnny Walker. Of course, we've got our very own 60s throwback in the form of Tommy Vance. Tommy, what do you reckon to Johnny Walker?
Ooh. Johnny Walker, he's a lightweight.
Scotland, famous for its heather, its haggis, and at this time of year, its swarm of evil little midges. Like Midge-Yor. And all the other midges. But above all of these, Scotland's most famous feature is the craggy-faced, slurring hunk Sean Connery, who's been brought in this week to boost the Scottish National Party's flagging election campaign.
And men will vote for him because he's a powerful, masculine role model. And women will vote for him because if they don't, he'll slap them. So, will Connery go on to lead his country as he so ably led the crew of the hunted submarine, the Red October, in the film Time Bandits?
Possibly, Daisy, but first, show me your demographics.
Later, Iain, let's look at the stats. Now, here's the Scottish electorate. 42% can't vote because they're drunk. 27% are simply too thick. And 30% can't vote because they're too busy fulfilling other Scottish stereotypes. So that just leaves Sean Connery.
The papers revealed this week that some of the classic British TV shows are set to return to our screens. Now, you may have missed them first time round, but here's what you can look forward to. It's a Knockout.
Big Suit Capery.
Beadles About.
Backhand Prankery.
One Foot in the Grave.
Old Scrope Japery.
And, of course, the Two Ronnies.
Timeless comedy performed by Rons of different sizes.
But why are they coming back? Well, the BBC thinks nobody makes good comedy anymore. What the hell are they on about? I saw a deer break its leg on Animal Hospital the other day, and I laughed for weeks.
Yesterday it emerged that the Beeb are so worried they're going to invite the public to write the scripts. But we've beaten them to it. Or in fact you have, because here you are earlier today.
So the BBC no longer feels confident that the twats they employ to make programmes can actually do any better than a small army of fools off the street. But do the public, just by watching TV a lot, know more about it than us, the professionals? Well, I've come here to the home of television, London, to find out. If you could design and create a programme, what would be the best programme you could watch?
Sport, sport and sport.
Right. Let's quickly run through a couple of ideas that are being put forward as new shows that have been suggested by people off the street. This is the standard of things they're doing. The Wrestling Dog. An American wrestler comes to England. Whenever he hears a song by Cleopatra, the pop group, he turns into a dog, still wrestles, but also solves crime. Does that sound like a good idea for a show, The Wrestling Dog?
Not really, no.
A documentary looking into the life of people called Peter. As we approach the millennium, what is it like and what challenges is Peter facing? It's about people called Peter.
There's a friend of mine called Peter. He's quite an interesting life. Would mind sort of seeing a bit about him.
Well, would he be interested in being in?
You have to ask him that.
Does he have a number? We can give him a call.
He does have a number. I don't know what his phone number is. He's recently moved, actually. Well, he's moved to a place near Bromley.
A documentary, Eric Bristow, A Life on the Ocky. Good show?
Shit.
Also, they're talking about making a gay version of Countdown, where you can use gay words. Good idea, bad idea?
It might catch on late night Channel 4, but I don't think it'd be mainstream television like Countdown is now. I can't see Richard Whiteley or Carol Vorderman doing that for mainstream television.
I can see Richard Whiteley giving it a go, that's for sure. Strange never know. This is a piece of script from a show called Stiltskin, which is about the circus detective. He uses circus skills to catch his criminals. If you can be Detective 1, I'll be McLean. Let's see what happens. Read away.
So what's the fucking story, McLean? We know you were there. We've got 5 positive IDs and forensics have nailed you to the crime scene.
Fuck you, love it. You don't scare me with your science bullshit. You've got nothing and you're running scared.
Kiss my shitter, you big bastard.
That's the sort of language you're going to expect from it. Will we expect to see you at home expecting it when it comes on?
Yes, you will.
This is me and Lee, the 11 o'clock show, London.
And just let it lie there. The Sun reckoned it was well good today when it sent widely despised funny man Jim Davidson over to entertain our boys in the war. He's Jim the Army now. Well, not to be outdone, we sent stage veteran Mackenzie Crook to the Kosovan border to help boost morale. In fact, we should be able to catch a bit of his hilarious act now. Let's have a listen.
Let's all join hands against the war. Let's cuddle up and ask ourselves what all the fighting's for. Let's forget about who's wrong and who's to blame. Let's dance together naked and get the Serbs to do the same.
What? Ian, mate, it's not working.
Mackenzie, what the hell are you doing? You're singing anti-war songs. Give them traditional army entertainment. Think tits and ass. That'll make them laugh.
I'll give it a go. Tits and ass, yeah? Does it have to be in that order?
Just use your initiative. Good luck, Mackenzie. More from you later on. Ex-Prime Minister John Major once said, if a policy isn't hurting, it isn't working.
More recently, his son James said, "Ah!" as he collapsed at another party.
Which just goes to prove that all the majors talk rubbish. But who else in politics does? Daisy talked to Tam DL and Norman Fowler in Westminster to find out.
Neither woman nor man could disagree that this is no normal politician. Free from foul-ups, yes sir, It's Sir Norman Fowler. Thank you very much for speaking to us today. Wham bam. Thank you, Tam, for joining us today. Is being in politics a bit like being in sort of a front line, and it eventually gets tiring having a butt constantly pushing your face whilst you're cracking one off?
I think it is that. It is being in the front line, and if you're running a government department.
Into your life to politics must be like sort of standing on the edge of a precipice. Have you tossed yourself off?
I don't know what that means precisely. What do you mean by doing that?
Well, you say you have to do everything yourself. Have you tossed yourself off in order to do that?
You mean did you have...
That's what's so hard, you know, that your veins stand out, that you get beads, and then you blow your top.
No, I never blow my top. No, I never blow my top.
Why don't you?
Well, what's the purpose? As you see,
Might enjoy it.
well, that would be a bit frivolous to enjoy blowing one's top.
And how do you see William Hague as a leader? I mean, would you like to see him take Tony Blair from behind?
I would like to see William Hague simply beat Tony Blair.
Everyone seems at the moment to Baroness Thatcher because she has been sort of sticking her nose in the war. Are you going to join that bandwagon? Will you go down on Margaret Thatcher?
Well, look, my history is that I was the person who, on 5 occasions, was thrown out of the House of Commons, not for saying that Margaret Thatcher was a liar.
So you have already been down on her?
Yes, I mean, in a sense.
When you're in opposition, you must feel overlooked by the Speaker sometimes. You must just want to jump on Betty Boothroyd's mound and use your tongue.
I don't feel overlooked in that way. I think the difficulty with opposition is that you're doing it all yourself.
Swear to God, Daisy, you are one of the cheekiest women I've ever met.
It's fair cop.
Shut up. See you after the break.
Stop! Just look at them. They must be balmy. That van could have taken their tiny, fragile legs off, and they'd never even known. Hey, you two, come over here. I'm Mackenzie Crook. You might have seen me on the telly. You two must be out of your tiny minds. When you cross the road, always keep your wits about you.
Look at them. They must be balmy. Don't they know not to talk to strangers? Hey, you two, come over here. I'm TV's Iain Lee. You've probably seen me on the telly. You two must be out of your stupid brains. You should never talk to strangers, especially not sallow-eyed jippos like Mackenzie. I've got a couple of strong fags here. Take one of these. There you go. Now, on your way, before I do something that we all regret.
They must be balmy. Don't they know that smoking's really, really bad for them? Hey, you two, come over here. I'm Daisy Donovan. You might have seen me on the telly. You two must be out of your tiny skulls. You should never smoke unless you're old enough. Give them to me. Now go away.
Hey, kids!
Don't walk on roads.
Or talk to strangers.
Or smoke. Show. Now, everyone has a dark side. Even our favourite celebrities can have secrets they're desperate to hide from the public. First it was this man, then it was this man. Who's going to the dark side next? Surely it couldn't be this man.
Who knows? Well, by coincidence, our guest tonight does. He's a top investigative journalist. Here he is. Please welcome Iain Kwokchul.
Hello.
Kizzy, sit down. I just asked you how to pronounce your name, and I just totally messed it up. I'm very sorry.
Okay.
Now, you were an investigative reporter. How long were you at the News of the World?
Spent 6 years at the News of the World.
Do you get paid more for for exposing...
yeah, I get you.
Do you get paid more for exposing celebrities rather than just your average nonce?
What? Oh, average nonce?
Yeah.
I don't know what an average nonce is, but I think the bigger the celebrity, the bigger the story. So I guess that's the sort of pay scale, yeah.
Now, many people see tabloid journalists as filthy scum who just filch scraps of scandal from the rancid arse of celebrity. Is that fair?
No, tabloid journalists, they do a job, they do a very professional job in this country. It's their job to produce stories that are true, that are accurate, and are interesting for a large percentage of readers.
How would you... You're now a PR man, so you're sort of doing the opposite. You're protecting the people that you used to try and bring down. How would you have spun the story if you'd been representing Johnny Walker?
Well, I think it's important to look at what the story didn't say about him. It didn't say that he was earning money from selling drugs. It didn't say he was earning money from introducing women to these reporters. It's important to perhaps let the public know what his side of the story is as soon as possible.
I guess his side of the story would be, I'm fucked! Now, quickly, two final quick questions. If I was found tied up in a girls' school, completely naked, just wearing a pair of stockings, with an LSD orange rammed in the back of my throat and a 4-speed vibrator up my arse, how could you make me look good?
I don't want to make you look good, just call me. I'll join you.
Come round, OK, fantastic. I think we got a party. It sounds like a great night out. Now, finally, using your legendary PR skills, could you resurrect the career of this man here? Do you know what? I don't think there's a god in the sky that could do that. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please thank Kizzy Nkwacha? Thank you very much. Cheers. There's one unsolved mystery which has dominated today's papers. Why did Rachel Hunter leave Rod Stewart? She, the dowdy supermodel, he, the handsome, stylish, clean-cut, non-alcoholic superstar at the peak of his physical and musical career. Why on earth did she ditch him? Well, Rachel tells her own story in the papers today, but what really went on between the two of them? Let's find out what the papers ought to say in our regular feature, What the Papers Ought to Say. The Sun says...
She watched an old woman trudging around the supermarket and feared that's how she'd end up.
And what they should have said was...
She watched an old woman trudging around a supermarket and thought, hang on, I told Rod I'd do the shopping.
I just got that. The Mail reports...
On the couple's age gap, she said there might have been some moments when it mattered, but wouldn't elaborate because it was a private matter.
But she actually meant...
Hello again, Mr. Droopy.
But what of the future? The Sun reveals...
Rachel has just made 3 movies. Just a Little Harmless Sex, A Walk in the Park, and 2 Shades of Blue.
When what they meant was...
Channel 5, Friday night, 1 a.m. Now, nothing compares to the intimacy of a great live show.
Especially if it involves animals and a nice big cock.
Yes, Iain, I love Dr. Dolittle too. But what is theatre all about? To find out more, we sent Ali G to speak to the artistic director of the Royal Shakespeare Company, Adrian Noble.
Yeah, you don't stop. It goes out to the crew up top. That's it.
Wicked, I is here with Adrian Noble from the RAC, and he is the expert on drama, and drama is something that you must know about because it ain't only something that you see on the telly, it's something that is important for your life, innit, Adrian?
Absolutely it is, yeah.
So what is acting?
Ah, that's a good question, you see. Now, acting is, in a way, acting is just me telling you a story, isn't it?
For real?
I could say, you know, I walked down the street tonight.
Aye.
And I came to this very dark corner. And people start listening. And somebody jumped out in front of me. And then he... That's what acting is. It's telling stories.
This didn't happen, though.
No, it didn't happen.
All right.
I'll get it back to you.
So, Adrian, when did you start acting?
Well, I was at school, actually. I started acting at school. I tell you why I started acting, actually. It's very simple, because of a girl. There was a girl in the play I fancied.
And you wanted to snog her?
Yes, so I went up for the audition. And I got in the play, and so we started going out together, which was very nice. And then I got the bug, you know. I loved it. I thought,
she
fantastic.
gave you the lurgy?
No. I got the acting bug. I loved doing it.
So which do you think is Shakespeare's most bestest play?
It's different for everybody. For me, it's a play that actually we're doing at Stratford Merc called The Winter's Tale. It's about a bloke who thinks his wife is having an affair with his best friend.
That is rank.
It
never happened to me.
But it happens to a lot of people. It happens to a lot of people.
Not that exact thing.
No, but just because it didn't
But I've had a mate, and if David's watching this now, I ain't forgotten that. It's been 7 years and I ain't forgotten. Sorry, carry on.
No, that's it. You proved my point, totally. It's about our lives. It's about your life. It's about your friend Dave's life. He finds out, actually, that in fact, his best friend wasn't knocking off his wife.
So you're saying Dave was not doing Julie?
He wasn't. He wasn't.
Yeah, but you're from the play, you don't know what
No, I know.
kind of girl Julie is.
I'm not on your side.
You don't know what kind of girl Julie is. It's like... What other plays has he done, Shakespeare's?
Well, there's Hamlet, Macbeth, King Lear. A lot. I mean, just he wrote 37 plays.
Is that the one on the telly?
It's been on the telly, yeah, quite a
The
few
Scottish
times.
one?
Yeah, that's right.
About the policeman on an island?
No.
Thank you, Adrian Noble. And next time you was driving past the theatre, don't just go all in there. Go in there and put in some money.
Good.
And maybe you'll see something that could change your life. Respect. Respect, Adrian. And big up the RAC.
Thanks very much indeed.
Time now to see how Mackenzie is getting on editing The Troops in the Balkans. Wasn't doing so well at it. Let's take a little sneaky look what's happening now.
So I says to my wife, I says, grab your coat, it's opening time. She says, oh yeah, we're going down the pub. I says, no, I am, but I'm turning the heating off. All right? So no, listen, don't stand too close, you don't know where he's been. All right, so, listen, I hear you boys been running out a bit of ammo, so I've brought along a couple of bouncing bombs of my own. What do you reckon of these, boys, eh? Hope you enjoy, all right? Forget about your F-16s, what about these 44 double Ds, eh, lads? That reminds me, I must remember to park my bike, eh? In between your breasts, darling. See what I mean? No, sorry about that, Freudian slip. Anyway, my mate Chalky, right? He says to me the other day, comes up to me, he says to me, Mackenzie, where am that watermelon? I says to him, fuck off, Chalky, you racist bastard. Anyway, now listen. I wouldn't say my wife was ugly.
Mackenzie, hi, it's Ian. I see you're doing a lot better over there.
Yeah, it's going great. I'm as happy as a dog with two dicks. Nick.
Well done, Mackenzie. I'll let you get back to it.
Thanks, Ian. Anyway, so have you ever noticed that you only ever want a kebab when you're pissed? Eh? Where's the clitoris? Where the fuck's the clitoris, eh? Fat birds, I hate them, eh? I wouldn't say my wife was ugly.
Mackenzie Crook there, just giving the soldiers exactly what they want. Breasts and banana jokes in a Cockney voice.
Before we go, there's just time to give you the answers to yesterday's quiz on Hollywood's top showbiz couple, Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, who've been accused of needing sex lessons to make the love scenes of their latest movie, Eyes Wide Shut, more racy.
The answer to question 1 was, he's definitely not gay.
The answer to question 2 was, she's definitely not gay either.
Question 3, the technical term for a show business marriage such as this is a double Barrymore.
And finally, question 4. This caught a lot of you out. It was actually blood that Tom sucked in an interview with a vampire, and not as many of you thought cock.
And today's winner is a Mr. Rick Mail of Dibley, West Yorkshire. Congratulations, as you say, you won an exciting all-terrain quad bike. And a crash helmet. Good night.
Good night.